Yes, another economic question, but it also intersects with U.S. foreign relations. Over the last several decades, a large number of companies in Maine and throughout the nation have moved their operations overseas. And they've done this mostly to countries where wages are low because unions are weak or non-existent, and health, safety, and environmental regulations are lax or absent. As a result of this hemorrhaging, many Maine workers have lost good-paying jobs, and the jobs that remain are threatened by future outsourcing. What measures would you, as a member of the U.S. Congress, propose or support to halt this strain?
Well, again, I mean, that's part of what got me started. I mean, you know, people, they don't know. I mean, whenever I saw my industry doing everything they could to take our product into Canada and bring, letting a couple large landowners maximize their profits by bringing foreign workers in, we chose to take a stand and try and do something about it. I don't believe that you know, we have to allow companies to get tax breaks, send people or send jobs offshore. I think that if you want to get tax money in this state, in this country, you should be providing the jobs here. And that's something that, you know, has been a big focus of mine. I have introduced numerous bills here in Maine on that realm, and I want to continue that in Washington, because unfortunately that's where a lot more of this policy is getting enacted. I mean, I think it's unbelievable that anyone that's elected in this country is going to advocate to allow companies to offshore, send jobs overseas, and exactly like you said, for environmental reasons, lower labor standards. I mean, at this point, I've been endorsed by 28 different labor organizations because of the stands I've taken on this. I mean, this is another thing that I won't compromise on. I don't believe that American workers should take a back seat to anyone. I think that we are extremely capable. People in this country were the ones that made the United States what it is, and if given a fair shot, they'll continue to shine and bring this country back to where it should be. But whenever you have these people that are trying to depress wages, maximize profits by sending you know, jobs overseas to where, you know, labor's $1 an hour and they can do whatever they want to, no workers' comp, no OSHA standards, that's unacceptable. And so, you know, I would make sure that there wouldn't be a company in this country that would get a nickel from any one taxpayer if they're going to try and bring jobs out of this country. That's just something that if you're, you know, an American citizen and want to represent people in this country, you know, there's just no compromise on that as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you for the question. I think, you know, I was talking about the mill in Lincoln, and when I was meeting with all the workers, one of the examples used by head of the mill was that they had work that had come to the mill in Lincoln because the company overseas had actually been in trouble environmentally, and they needed somebody else to make their tissue, and then they got their act together and the jobs went away again. And really this is rooted, the problem is rooted in the trade agreements that we as a country get roped into, and we as a state of Maine, you know, get sort of the leftovers, and we end up getting the short end of the stick. And our working people across the state, that's what we've seen happen, certainly with mills, but other industries as well. And it's the trade agreements that are under the auspices of being free trade that actually the fair trade portion gets thrown out the window. And that's wrong, because it puts us upside down, not just on labor standards and safety standards, but also on policies around the types of chemicals we can regulate in the United States. We know that, you know, there's a huge effort across this country around making public health a priority, and particularly chemicals and toxics in products, and we go to try to regulate them, and we get letters from international entities saying, oh, you have to cease and desist. You can't do that. You can't make your people safer because it violates some trade agreement you basically had no say in. I think one of the problems we have from a process perspective is the fast track process in the Congress, where members of Congress are just supposed to close their eyes, hold their nose, and support something without having a say and being able to really read through those trade agreements that have detrimental effects on communities across this country, and particularly here in the state of Maine. I don't support fast track as a process. I think it's just lazy legislating, quite frankly. And I think from a perspective, we have to get those trade agreements right. We have to put America first and Maine workers first in our priority list, not the bottom lines of international corporations. Thank you.